Hello, Namaskar, Vanakkam. The big news right now at this late hour is that the Council for ICSE has declared the date sheet for both Class 10 ICSE and Class 12 ISC board exams of 2024. तो दिल थाम कर बैठिए, time ज़्यादा नहीं है. You need to now hit the ground running because there is hardly just about 2 months. We are December 7. January, February, and middle of February, third week of February is when your exam starts. So let's look at the two date sheets or timetables. Okay, so this is the class 10 one. Okay, I'm just scrolling down. All this, in fact, there is a very detailed note which has been put out by the council. जिसके बारे में मैं दूसरा वीडियो करूंगा because that needs specific attention. इसमें I will discuss the timetable because it's very different from every other year. पिछले कई सालों के डेट शीट से इस बार का टाइम टेबल काफी अलग है, तो इसके बारे में आपको जानना जरूरी है. The other thing, let me also tell you, a lot of people saying that, oh, it's because of elections. Let me tell you, it's nothing to do with the elections. Okay, ICSE schools do not have anything to do with the elections. Even in 2019, the exams were more or less around the same kind of date, probably about 3-4 days ahead, but I think it was more or less around the same date. So let's get started with the date sheet for class 10 first. Your exam starts on the 21st of February with English language, like it's always the case, being the first paper. So this is your exam, this is your paper, which can set you on a good course, which can completely ruin your percentage right from day one. So इस पेपर के बारे में ध्यान दीजिएगा. Let me tell you, many students mess up the English language paper. So please, I want to tell you that prepare well. इसको last minute के लिए मत छोड़िएगा. दूसरी बात, literature on the 23rd of February. So you have just 1 day gap between language and literature. So आपको इन दोनों papers की तैयारी पहले से ही करनी पड़ेगी. 26th is when you have your history and civics. 28th of Feb is when you have your geography. Okay, normally hota kya hai, they put the mathematics paper after history civics and then you have geography. At least पिछले कई सालों के papers देखो date sheet देखो, तो that used to be the pattern. This time they have put history civics followed by geography immediately, and maths has been pushed ahead. Then you have one of the optional papers, then the second language paper, and then you have physics on the 4th of March. So if you have your second language as Hindi, then you have a lot of gap between 28th and the 4th of March comparatively. लेकिन अगर आपका तेलुगु या पंजाबी या मराठी या बंगाली kind of language है, तो आपको उसकी भी तैयारी करनी पड़ेगी for the 1st of March. Okay. This is a leap year, so you have 29th of February also. You have an extra day. Okay. Then you have economics on 6th of March. Then you have arts, and then you have chemistry for science students on the 11th of March. So between physics and chemistry, you have a big gap. लेकिन उसके बाद गाड़ी जल्दी चलेगी, क्योंकि immediately you have the optional subject examination. Okay. Computer applications, physical education, etc. on the 13th. So between the physics and chemistry exam, you need to prepare also for the optional subject examination. And then comes maths with just 1 day gap, 15th. So that's what I'm saying. You have been given that gap, but uske baad you do not have many days gap between papers. Then you have biology on the 18th of March. Usually bio is the last exam. Kai saalon se. Okay. But this time they have kept it as on the 18th. After which you have the second language for those who have taken Hindi on the 20th of March. And then you have environmental science, commercial studies, French and art papers. So 28th of March is when the exams end. But agar aapka last exam is either Hindi, then 20th, or if it is bio on the 18th of March, aapke exams khatam ho jayenge. So is bari thoda sa compress kiya hai compared to earlier years. That's what I found in this particular schedule. Now let's look at the class 12 schedule, and uske baad I will give you specific tips and we will keep talking, because now is the time to get really serious. Okay, now let's get started. मेरे लिए भी अच्छा हुआ because आज से मेरा political reportage और writing का काम थोड़ा खत्म हो गया है. Okay, So now I can focus entirely on preparing all you students for your board exams. Okay, now let's look at the class 12 ISC timetable. This is the timetable for class 12. February 12 is when your class 12 examination starts. So that means you have very little time. You just have 2 months now. सिर्फ 2 महीने का टाइम है. अभी अपने सीट बेल्ट बांध लो because उड़ान भरने का टाइम आ गया है. 12th of Feb is your English language paper. Last year, if I remember right, I think literature was before language. If I remember right, I may be wrong, but that's how I remember. 13th, no gap at all. 10th class में एटलीस्ट एक दिन का गैप है, 12th में गैप बिल्कुल नहीं है. 13th is your literature examination, Echoes, Reverie and Tempest. Then you have commerce on 15th of Feb. Then you have geography, electricity and electronics, geometrical and mechanical drawing on 16th. So it's almost continuous, no gap at all. Then you have mathematics on the 20th of February. So अगर आपका 13th के बाद और कोई पेपर नहीं है, तो सीधा मैथ्स पे आपको एक हफ्ते का समय मिला है, which is good. Okay. Then you have economics on 23rd. I'm not going through everything, but you can just see the main papers. Then you have chemistry on the 26th of February, right? Then you have, what are the other papers? Physics on the 4th of March. Then you have history on the 7th for those who are in humanities. Accounts, another important paper on the 11th. So अगर आप science, commerce, humanities के हैं, तो उसके हिसाब से आप देख लीजिए. The exams go on till the 3rd of April. So काफी लंबा है. From 12th of February till the 3rd of April, almost what? 6.5, 7 weeks kind of a rather stretched out schedule for class 12. So this is something. So my advice to you would be that whatever you have done so far, forget it. In the sense, अगर आपने time waste किया है, if your half yearly exam marks have not been up to the mark, no problem. Now is the time. Even with the last 2 months, both class 12 and class 10, you can really make it if you study in a focused manner. Now, for science students who are appearing for JEE, it will be a little tricky because in Jan, you will also have your JEE examination, right? So you need to focus. You have a lot on your plate. Okay, you have a lot on your plate. So you need to, I will help you as far as English grammar part is concerned. And of course, literature, I have done the entire thing both on YouTube, also on the Tempest course on the app. So you can take all the help from there, notes, everything will be there. Question and answers, everything. What I'm trying to tell you is that you need to ensure that every day you have a very fixed study schedule. You need to also test yourself on papers. Please do not buy different sample paper books from the market. उससे आपको फायदा नहीं होगा. What would serve you better is if you pick up pre-board papers from your friends. From your friends, if you have a system where you can get the papers from different people, that will really help you. Again, for class 10 and 12, don't इतना ज्यादा books इधर उधर से मत खरीदो. Most of the books, what they do is that previous year question papers को चेप देते हैं, fresh sample papers according to latest format करके बता देते हैं. उससे आपका टाइम का और पैसे का नुकसान होगा. So go in for stuff which you think is going to really help you, from prepared by subject experts, right? Like what we have done. I don't do all the papers. Only the ones which we get from subject experts are the ones we put out. We don't put out for all the subjects at all, for simply this reason. We are not a jack of all trades. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is that abhi next 2.5, 3 months is what really counts. For class 12, the next 4 months. For class 10 also, the next 4 months is what counts for you to really make a mark and make yourself and your parents and teachers proud of you. All the best to you. Tata. Bye-bye.